How's everybody doing? This is Kyle here from KyleKraft. Welcome back to another KyleKraft house tutorial. Now in this one we're taking a look at a mid to large size survival house. I'm labeling this one survival because it's made of all survival friendly materials. Wood dominates and is most of what you're gonna need for this house. Now the cool thing about this one is the shape. The roof is the highlight. It comes down and lines up in different places, complementing and drawing off the shape of the house. Other details like the big window extension out front look good, and I really like the chimney on the left side. Makes the house more dynamic and sweet. The backside patio with the big windows on the roof are really cool, and the other aspects of the interior including the kitchen, walking through into the family room, and the foyer are some of my favorites. Now we'll walk through the interior in more detail as we build it later on in this video, but that's a good look at this birch and spruce dominated house. Now before we move into the tutorial for this one, I want to give a special thank you to It Is RJ. This house is dedicated to It Is RJ for his support on Patreon. I can't thank you enough. Hopefully you like the house. But yes, if you want me to build you a house on my big island project, as well as the numerous other perks, consider becoming a Patreon. Links down below. Right now with the red level donation, I'll build you a house. But as demand increases, I'll probably have to raise that. So the sooner the better for you. But now, let's get to the tutorial. Alright, now to start it off, here's the blocks you'll need. Now this is a larger house, definitely not a starting survival house, so there's a lot of blocks you'll have to gather. But now, jumping straight into it, I just realized after deleting the whole house that it'd be easier if I left the first layer so that you could get the base. So I went ahead and plugged it in. So I wanted to fly above and give you this outline, because once you get the base right, you're set. So go ahead, pause, and make sure you plug and copy this in. You know, I could walk through each and every one of it, but I feel like if I gave you that shot above, you should have gotten it, I think. Let me know in the comments so I know for the next video. I think that's the most helpful way. I labeled it with the numbers. Hopefully you paused, that worked for you. From here, it's time to walk through individual walls. So I'm going to take it up 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to start with this front wall out here. I'm going to take it up 4 from each of these pillars. I'm going to take it on every single corner here with the birch, which is a birch outline. Take that all the way up on all of those. Now I'm going to take spruce back behind with the planks through the center there, and on this wall as well. So we have those all plugged in, and now they're in total 5 tall. And then we're going to come in here on these corners and plug in spruce, and then make a detail with glass and windows out front with the front little window section right here. Now this is going to be the roof, and we're going to do the roof last, but I want to plug in that section just so you know it. Quickly got glass out, and then I set in right here 2 for the bottom and 1 up top. So that's the section right there. And again, the roof is going to run across like this, but we will get into the roof last. It's easier to do the walls first and then get into the roof. So here, continuing back across, we're going to go up 5 blocks on top of that base right there. And actually, I think we want to go 6, and we can edit that as we go and continue through the build. But we'll funnel that in with the roof once we set that in. Now we're going to do this chimney section after extending up that spruce pillar right there. And this is going to go all the way, 1, 2, 3, 4. It's going to be 11 blocks total, I believe. Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yep, 11 blocks total on these extensions right here, and match that on this side as well. And we're actually going to switch out these top ones for stairs. So it's technically 10 planks and then stairs up top. Now let's get this full shape all the way extended up before we make any changes. So we'll get that right there and take a stair in, and take this pillar matching and take a stair in. Then we're also going to drag the spruce up again before we make any changes, which the changes are a few details just to break up the chimney and make it a lot better. In a moment here you'll see. So we're going to take that to right across on top and actually use birch right on top of all those anyways, and then take this all the way up and match right there. Now to round off the top of the chimney detail, we're going to put those 2 full block planks in that center section with the stairs. And then we'll pull out some cobble walls, extend those up by 2, and put spruce slabs on top of that. Now we're going to break this up because look, it's a little bit too flat, right? So we're going to add some stair details on there to break it up. Take them from the very top and then go 1 block in between and cut right here. So I just brought that block out just to show you. So we're going to separate right there, and then we'll fill in those blocks so that it's not an empty gap, and do that on every side of the chimney in that spruce section. So 1 block in between again, and take that right across, and then the same thing on this side right here, the 1 block in between. And I think I might have went too low. No, we're good. There we go. The chimney looks better. And of course, as mentioned, to fill in those details, we're going to take spruce all the way up to the top, just grounded in right there, and that'll look good for our interior as well. Now coming back around out front, we're going to add in some of these details right here. We got a 3 wide wall right here, and this is going to be adjacent to the roof, so it's going to be a little bit shaped up as we change it. So I'm going to set that in right now with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 right there, but we may have to change that one. And then I'm going to come across with this wall and add that up to the 4. We're going to have a window right there in the future. And then I'm going to come right here and make this pillar 6 blocks tall. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now, we can fill in this wall right here. We're going to have to cut out some windows and doors in the future. But I'm going to take it up to right here. And I feel like it'll be easier if we make it flat and then add in the doors. But we're going to have a roof section coming in and then a big spruce wall. So I'm going to wait to fill in the entirety of that wall until we have the roof lined up. But coming across, we're going to continue adding some of these details right here. So 1, 2, 3 up on these. And then again, this is going to be the roof, but we're going to plug that in. And then come back down and put upside down stairs. And then we're going to have spruce on that side matching up with that. Again, it'll run into the roof, so we'll fix that up later. And then we're going to take out the same matching side from there. Now continuing back in, we have 6 high total for this one. And then we're going to take spruce on top of that, matching up to the top, seamless with that. And now we're getting into some of these details I mentioned it a couple times, where it's going to be easier to plug in the rest of the walls once we add in the full roof. So I'm gonna set in a good amount, and then we'll add in the roof, and it'll be easier to follow. So you will have seen me made this pillar 5 tall, and we're going to put in some of these walls right here, running up to that 5 point. And this is going to be one of those walls we'll fill in more once we set in the roof. But we'll plug up to there, and then we're going to come back across, and we're actually going to have a window on that one. So we'll go ahead and plug in a gap, and then have 3 upside down stairs. So it's a 3x2 window right there. Now back over to this corner, another 5 tall pillar, and then we'll plug in this wall, which is again going to rely on the roof, but we'll section it up 3 blocks high for now, and then once we plug in that roof, we'll have a better understanding. You know what? 4 blocks high to line up with that side, and we'll do that all the way across. Now this section right here is going to be a big roof section as well, so if we just fill this in, we can once again get straight to our roof right now after finishing up this wall, and then we can take that on. So it's going to be similar situation right over here, 4 blocks high all the way across on this side, and we will adapt it in a moment. And I should have come right here to the garage where we will do the same thing and take this all the way to 4 blocks high if we can actually hit the blocks. And then we're going to come back right to this front entrance section right here. And this wall is going to be a little bit trickier, so hang with me here. Extend this birch to match, then put some upside down stairs, and we're actually going to take our first front doors right out on that block on the inside. Now if I can get back out the door, always the biggest struggle, we're going to come back around, and we're actually going to set in some of this roof right after we put in the spruce right here. We'll start with this roof right here and then jump into the roof all around. But that's it for the walls for the most part. Hopefully you were able to follow that. But here we go, following along. Make sure to follow this one closely because this can get confusing. Here we go with a birch stairs section right across. And then we're going to take spruce stairs on top of that. And then we're going to be inside on the actual section of the roof right across. So I'm going to cut out and put some spruce here just for guideline, then take that 3 up. And then we're going to take birch all the way across and across right there. Now spruce walls will come into play right there, but for now we just want an outline like this and some glass in until those spruce walls come in and lock them up and make them seamless. From there we can just put 1 birch slab all the way across, and then I'm going to come inside over here and actually get started on the roof all around. So I did put stairs initially, but we're going to want slabs. It's slabs on this front side going up, and then it's stairs going back down, which makes a cool shape with the roof. So I did start to get the shape in right there, and we're going to continue it up. All right, I'm going to put the outline, and then it's going to be easy to plug in the spruce afterwards. We took stairs up with the slabs in that pattern that I normally do right across, and then this is going to outline overhanging one on these blocks, just as I did on that far side we just plugged in. So this is going to ramp up, and that plugs in right there underneath those stairs. And then we're going to come over to the garage where I actually made a mistake here. This is going to be cobble out front, and this wall is going to be 1 up closer. So cut that out, move it up 1. That is if you did already set it in. But then we're going to have cobble running up and then cobble walls on the corners of that. We're setting that in now so we can get the overhang on the roof correct right here. And that outline is going to start right here on the 4th block of that roof. And for this one specifically, we're going to start with the stairs, take one underneath, and then line up from there. And then do our same ladder technique with the slabs that we always do all the way up through, and that matches up with that side and will match up with the rest of the roof. So we're going to continue that on this side all the way across until we get to this overhang, and then repeat that same pattern on this side. Now we'll take on this entire wall over here and see where we come up to. So keep laddering up. It's going to match right in front, right about up top right here, and it's going to be 2 in the middle. So that height right there will help us line up. So make sure you got stair, then slab, and then you'll have, basically you can see these square outlines right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 with that center point up top. That'll help you line it. And from there, we're coming back down with stairs, and you'll see in just a moment, it'll line up directly with what we were trying to do. So we'll take that one down, and then we'll go all the way shape reversing as we see with the stairs all the time and the KyleKraft channel, all the way down to, wait for it, right here, so we have some overhang as well. And now you can see that lines up directly with our roof right across. And now if we drag this line straight into the edge of the building and continue that pattern all the way across, you can see we now have the outline of where that wall is going to go right underneath. So you see this wall right here? Instead of just randomly plugging it in, now we can draw this line right where we need to fill those gaps. So it extends and extends until we match up all those bubbles, and you'll see once we place in the roof, we can then, you know, kind of line up that top part even further. So I'm just going to do this one all the way through just so you can see it. It'll come across and right into here, and then once you see, we'll plug in those staircases, and this is going to be spruce on the inside. And then for these full blocks, we can do full blocks all the way down on this roof. And then for these one-up blocks, we can do these slabs matching up until we follow all the way across and get our roof fully lined in. And that's a better way of doing it, and that's going to make sure we're all lined up for the entirety of this tutorial. Now, I'm going to take a little bit across here until we line to the point where we want to extend back up, and that's going to be right here. Now, the cool thing about this roof is it splits off in different ways, but it always lines up. So that's what's going on right here. We're going to have this roof section come all the way across, and I will draw this line in now so you can see it visually. It's going to come all the way into this side of the roof, and you will see if we did extend, let's say we extended all the way up, it's going to match right into this line. You see? We're in line. Perfect. And while we're here building this section up, I'm going to plug in this part of the chimney just so it is seamless right there. I might as well go ahead and plug in the roof all the way across. And now I'm going to do a quick time lapse just so you can see it, because otherwise I'm just placing a bunch of blocks. But you'll see it's just a matter of following that pattern that we just set in. Placing the slabs all the way across as we should, lining them up with the edge of the birch that we just established, and using full blocks on sections of the roof where they line up and make sense. And there you go, just like that, very effectively we have the roof lined in, and hopefully that was an efficient and easy way to follow for the tutorial. It's the best way I could think of showing you that process. Now we have this lined up as I mentioned to where we can then add in these walls coming all the way across and lining up those different sections. Now I'm going to fly back in over here and line this wall right up over here, coming across, just so you can see that window now goes seamless. And now, you know, instead of breaking blocks, we have that wall fully lined up, nice and easy. It's going to be a similar story inside over here and throughout all the walls. So we're going to walk through and clean up the ones block by block here together, extending all the way up over here and making that seamless on that side. And then if we fly over underneath, we can see we need a birch right here, and we can put a slab right there. It's that kind of cleanup work that you'll naturally have to do inside the build, but you know, we'll do that together right now. So fly back in on pillars like that one, and we can even, you know, there's details like this where I made that a full block, but we can cut that out and make those slabs just so there's some definition right there. Those are the subtle details that are optional for you to plug in, but they can add to the build. But in general, if you're just trying to get the structure set in, I wouldn't stress too much about them. They're just, you know, there to make the structure fully set and locked, so I might as well run through them. So we're going to add in those, of course, touches, and you know, there's lines like right here, but you can see the interior start to come together. This all gets lined up, and it starts to look cool in that way. So now all of those sections are seamless. You can see this entire front side is all set and seamless and locked in as a full structured house. But you will have seen me start up that section right there, and that's going to be the continually raised area of the roof that you might have noticed in the beginning. So let's walk through it. And here we are, flying back into it. We're gonna do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's gonna be 5 more of those blocks. So it's gonna be this, 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 and this. That's 5. But reality, it's, you know, we start on this. Make sure you start on this block right. I can't stress this enough. Start on the right block right here so it continues ascending. But it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 right up to the middle right there. Again, hopefully that made sense. But we're going to come back across now and start to plug in the downwards angle, which is going to be stairs from here. And this is going to extend and line up. So let me run through it real quick. And you'll see as I was building down, I ended up on this block right here. So that's how we tell if we're out of line. That's the good things about following these methods is you can always tell if you're in line in that way. So what I did wrong, and I'm going to do it live just so you can see it, I need to be 1 block over. So it's going to be 2 blocks in off the spruce. And of course, still on that spruce or on that birch section right there. And then we're going to take it. You know, it's 6 blocks up, as I mentioned, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, including this one. And then once again, stairs down. So come out here and take stairs back down. And now I'm going to ladder down once again until we get to this point right here, lined up, and 1 more down right here. So now we have that in line, and let's extend further across until we match up on this side. And then we'll take this inside just a bit to get this new roof shape. And this one is going to extend 5 stairs up. So you'll see right to here it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and that overhangs right on this wall right here. It just lines up in that way. Now it's going to be the same thing over here. You know, it's gonna line up on this section coming across, so we can just go ahead and fill in and line up in this way. You can see this is kind of how I would run through it. Match up with this overhang. This is going to be 4 across right here, and then run back down. I believe we want to go down. Well, we want to line up right here. There you go. See you go. Lines right up. Now, these are complex aspects of the roof. To some of you, I apologize if they're a little confusing to follow. I have had a lot of people that do want more complex tutorials in this way, so that's why I wanted to take this one on. I'm walking through it as clearly as I can, but it might be confusing at times. But I think we're doing a pretty good job, and hopefully you are following along just well enough to build up the house, right? Now, I'm going to line up with that roof section over there. So it's really just about following your lines across and getting set in that way. And I just realized I never brought that pillar up. Now I'm kind of embarrassed. We'll take that right up right there. No worries, you didn't see that. But you'll see, this roof is going to line up with this section. But then this subroof is kind of confusing it into subroof is going to line up with this side right here. So this one's going to come across and line right here, and this one's going to come across and line up top right here. And that'll be easier to understand once we fill and follow that all the way up. So we laddered this all the way across, and I'll give you a count right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 stairs up, just to give you that number. And then we're going to ladder back down with our birch slabs, and you'll see right there it lines up perfectly, sets right in, and that's always the goal. So, you know, you follow those shapes, follow those patterns, and it will set in the end. From here, we're going to finish lining up the bottom part. So we're going to take it off that 4th block as we did when we did that other side of the roof, and take it 1 out so it's extending over, and then ladder up, and you'll see we'll run into the chimney, but it will match up right in the right section right here. It's fun to see, fun to have it all come together, you know? And what I mean by that is that if we now plug in this roof, and you know what, let me see, one moment here, one moment. Let me see, you know what? Yeah, let me add in this roof section right here in a time lapse. I was thinking maybe I'd leave out the windows as we go, but I'm gonna put in the roof and then we can cut them out. I always think that's the easiest way to follow it through tutorial. But you'll see, same thing as always, just lining those stairs across where we need stairs for the roof, and then slabs across where we need slabs for the roof. And now you'll see the roof all sectioned in and plugged in and seamless running across this front, which is just how we like it. And we can get to sections like that wall in just a moment because of it. But first, we might as well plug in this roof. So now you can see, we'll plug in this one across. And it's the same exact thing. Follow the pattern up for the spruce on this one until it lines up and is seamless. And you'll see, just pull those blocks across and it looks good. And then it's time to line up this full wall over here. So we're going to take this all the way up and section it in so that you'll see when we look from the exterior, the wall is now set in. And that's, again, is the advantage of taking this tutorial in those parts so that different sections line up at different times. And it's just the most efficient way to build this across. So we got that lined up, and then we can fill in some of these blocks over here to line it up on this side as well. And you'll see we have a cool shape on the interior, and when we fly out this window right here, the wall is now fully sectioned in and looking good. Now again, there's details on the roof such as these slabs right here that you'll want to add in. I would recommend doing so. Again, they're not fully necessary, but they will improve the house, including putting stairs down on that side. So I'm going to run through and see if there's any more sections like that, or we should add them in. I put stairs on all those sections all over underneath. It's the small details that do count, and you know, when people notice them, it's cool to see. Now we actually have this wall section right here, so we can go ahead and follow this pattern right up top and make this seamless as well. So we draw that all the way up and then do it for this wall all the way up. So it's just a matter of following it across and plugging it in once we get it set. And there you go. Interior looks good, and we have that wall we can do, but let's see if there's any other stairs upside down that we can plug in. None right there, but some right here. And there should be, yep, there's some right here as well running in. So it looks good, and there you go. That wall is set. And then there's aspects such as, you know, plugging in this right here that we can plug in, and we'll get to that window in a bit. But this wall then comes up, and this is going to be the last major wall that we need to set in on this build. And we'll drag this up. It's the same wall as that far side we just plugged in over there, but just brought together. So I'm going to do this, run through it. And you know what? Let me plug it right. You know what? I'll take it with you right here. Actually, no. We got to put this roof. So here, let me do it. Just really simple, but I didn't want to ramble that entire time for you. Hold back the ramble at least a little bit. And pull in details like that. But now once we fly out this window, boom, it's all locked up and settled and looking good. Now we can add in those stairs once again on this side, all the way to the top. Make sure we line this birch slab right there. And that's looking seamless. That's seamless on this side. And we should be set all the way around. Yep, we matched it up on there. And just like that, the exterior of the house is basically all set in. We got windows and different details we're going to add in right now. But how cool is that? That's pretty cool, huh? We arrived at this side, so we might as well plug in the garage door here first. Just going to add a little shootout right here with some stairs upside down. Not upside down, but right side up right there, and then upside down the inside. Then I need a door that'll just go right inside here, plugged in, and that's that little garage door section taken out. Now you'll notice these are large flat walls all across. I'm not too worried about them. I know the scale with the door there looks a little iffy, but if we fill in with bushes and just have that grand looking wall and detail right there, we should be fine and looking good. We don't need to overcomplicate it and make it all crazy. But here we go, window right here, just some glass on that one. And then we'll follow back across right here. Obviously, we have the outdoor patio section to add in. We can plug that window right there. And I actually set in another window on this back section right here. So we're going to come in. We're going to leave 2 for the floor, cut out those, and then add upside down stairs. And then we're going to put some birch underneath just to give it a little trim detail that matches up with the rest of the house. So that window's set in, and then we're going to come over to this side right here and add in some final windows and doors. This is going to be a door. And then this is going to be a window right here. And then same detail that we just plugged in, 4 cut out, leave 2 for the floor and a birch section. And then we're going to add in some glass on this window, put a birch block underneath for the trim, and put our door inside. And there we go. There we go. Just like that, our house is completed. Look at that structure, fully set in. The entire exterior is complete. We do have exterior details that I'll add right now, as well as get you a walkthrough of the interior I decided to go with. But that's pretty cool, pretty complex structure, so I'm glad we could walk through it, and hopefully you were able to follow along and build it too. Now for the outside details and the interior, I'm not going to build it block by block. It's not an efficient way to do it. I'm going to build them real quick, then run you through what I decided to do. And so those details are all set, and we have relocated the house into its rightful place in the Patreon neighborhood. So RJ and Patreons, if you want to come on and check it out, feel free to. But let's quickly run through the exterior and interior details. First off, obviously, we have the path up. I went for sandstone. It complements the textures, but it's not the birch, you know, it's more of a ground texture. When you walk in, you got andesite on the floor. Of course, our tripwire hook for coats, and we're here in the foyer to have that, you know, little entrance. I got a closet right here out front, which is great for storage. 3 double chests, all accessible that you can open up. And you're into this nice looking foyer with a lot of open environment to look around and see. You got these stairs straight up and a nice elevated roof right there with the a fan with the glowstone to light it up right there straight away, and the light on the torch right there. But then you walk over to this left side, which is the open living room. My favorite detail though is the fact that this is all open right here. So when you walk up the stairs, you can see the living room. When you come in the foyer, it's all kind of open in that way, so it makes a nice environment with the floor pan. Now we'll head upstairs in just a moment. But first, let's take a look at the actual living room right here. The living room is nice. Again, it ties into that open feel. You can see I added in some random details right here. I just figured that kind of was cool. We had a big open wall. Got some bookcases plugged in. Of course, some green with the bushes right there with the details on the wall there. We got 2 couches right up the center with the fireplace plugged in. Now, the fireplace is really cool. We got the cobble walls extending up with some stairs shaping them out. And then we have glowstone underneath those carpet to bring light outside of that fireplace. It's not actually usable. We don't put fire in there because that would burn the entire house down. There's nice paintings spread throughout, and of course different greenery details to really balance up the shape and bring the room together with the nice lighting and some more additional details right there. I really love how that turned out, this entire space and environment. And then we come across and we have the kitchen right off this side. It has that nice window outside to the barbecue area. Perfect setting with the window there. And you know, it's got its pretty basic setup with the furnace. And it's got the, you know, a little dispenser you can store for brewing items you need, but you can do your brewing here in the kitchen, and that's good in that way. Now, right here is underneath the staircase. You actually could build another staircase going down to a basement if you needed more room and wanted to do that. I decided not to, but that's an option. And so we loop back around. Of course, this is the foyer. We have this hallway, and then we can extend over into this area right here. Now, this area is sharp. We go down. We have, look, tripwire hook. It's our keys because this is the garage. If we had a car in here, you could build a car, but I have a pretty simple layout that looks great and is nicely lit with crafting tables, anvil for your survival needs. Walking back up, and look, the keys. How great is that? Keys to the car. This is a master type bedroom. I wouldn't say master as much as maybe the upstairs one, but this is 3 bedrooms in this house, and it's nice and detailed up with a little shelving unit, some carpet, and of course we have glowstone underneath just so there's nice light underneath that area. And then you walk through and you can see this is a great environment right here. We went with blue beds, which is awesome. 1.12, Minecraft 1.12. Crafty Island is updated to 1.12, which is awesome. And that's all set there. I'm looking forward to using those beds too, by the way. Now coming back up the stairs, as I mentioned, we got a door right here and a door over there for 2 bedrooms. This open area with the living room is so cool to me, especially placing that plant. We have more of this shelf area, which is just awesome. To have those bushes and plants right there is a really cool detail in what we were setting up here with this environment. So that's sharp. We got 3 paintings reflecting in a symmetrical way there, and another bedroom. And this is those big open glass, you know, that glass window right there. Looking out with a beautiful view. It's got the trees looking so sharp with the skyline, especially here in Patreon neighborhood. It just looks real sharp, so that's pretty cool. You got the chest, of course, the beds, and then you got some bush greenery that makes it look real good. So that's 1 bedroom, and coming across was the 2nd bedroom, actually, that was. And this is the 3rd bedroom with the door shut, another nice area. This was the one I would label as the master bedroom. You got a big shelving unit right there, big scenic, little painting right there, some shelves on the wall over here, and you have this stair up to once again take a look out the window there with nice 2 bedroom or 2 beds for this master bedroom. So yeah, that's the interior. That's the details I went with. I would say if you want to copy this interior, that is one way to do it. I would say post up screenshots. Again, block by block isn't going to be an effective way to walk through it, but hopefully you were able to get some ideas, inspiration, and kind of fit up what you're thinking with the interior right there. But there's one more detail to run through. Forgot to mention this. Out the kitchen door is onto the patio with the outside. It all locks together with the house very nicely. And we have a big grill and some seating areas for friends and family. If you come over, you have them in the house. That's the idea. So yeah, that's it. That's it for the house and the interior and the tutorial. Hopefully you enjoyed and liked the house, the build, and the style of video in this one. This was a pretty complicated build to do. Hopefully the tutorial worked out after the edit, because I do the recording first, so hopefully this edit worked out. But I think it will have. It felt good. Let me know in the comments what you think of this one, or leave a like. Just let me know somehow, because I would like to hear your feedback. And of course, there's plenty more tutorials to come. I might be missing something. I'm not sure. I thought I was going to mention something. Not 100% sure. If you want to join the Patreon community, feel free to. The link's down below. You can get a house built by me plugged in the crafty island. It's pretty cool, and you can come on and see this project get built up more and more as we continue. Again, the sooner the better. I might have to make some, just raise the support level to get like the house built for you. So that's just something to consider. But all right, that's probably enough rambling, right? But that's it for this one. Thanks for coming.